With the new year brings new ideas, and I've been kind of inspired to try to do another video series. I know. I've barely been keeping on top of the ones I had, but that's because some stuff has happened last year that has finally cleared up, and I'm finally back on a normal schedule in life. So I think it's time. It's time to go through the gates of Mordor. No, I'm sorry. It's time to see if DC and Marvel have done anything to draw me back in. Now, I was inspired by my last video where I took a look at Tiger Division. It was a comic I had high hopes for. I know, shame on me. But, listening to some of my friends on their channels talking about some actual pretty good Marvel, some pretty good DC, I said, you know what? Let's see. Have they been doing anything good, or will they just keep on disappointing me? I'll admit, 2022's had a couple really big hits. Marvel, not too many, but Daredevil and Ghost Rider are pretty good. DC, World's Finest, was amazing. Saw me in Comics Elite's channel for their live stream. I put that #1 for good reason. There's also been the Batman series until Chip Zdarsky kind of like sabotaged that with the whole Space Bat. There's also been Stargirl and the Lost Children, which I'm enjoying. But I said, you know what, let's take a chance. Let's see if there's something I'm hearing people talk about, and let me see if it really is that good. So that's why I want to welcome you. Will they or won't they impress me? And we are going to look at today Monica Rambeau Photon #1 from Marvel Comics. Now this is bringing back the original, the one and only female Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau. Yes, sorry, she is Captain Marvel. And there's a nice little nod to that in this comic. Now this is from Eve Ewing, not really familiar, and art by Ivan Farelli, and I have to say, this one is not off to a bad start. You know, I'm all for trying to kind of like push for more of the original diverse characters in Marvel and DC to get more of a spotlight. And I think with Monica Rambeau making her debut in the MCU and coming soon as Photon in the Marvels, you definitely should be putting a spotlight on this character with the comic, because I'm one of those people who believe if you're bringing them into films, you should kind of like have this like cohesive relationship with your comics, because you should be using the movies to sell the comics, and for comic book fans, using the comics to sell the movies. I know, it's a mad idea, but that's what I think. So in this, Monica Rambeau, you know, she's kind of reminiscing over her time as being the leader of the Avengers and being Captain Marvel, and the events that led to her losing that mantle and losing her position as the leader. You know, it kind of haunts her still, but she's also trying to move on, you know, and get back into the swing of being a hero. And in this, she's dealing with both some events that are happening in like the superhero world, as well as some in her own family. She's got a cousin who's problematic. He's got issues, we'll just say, and he's looking to her to solve them for him. Then you see her kind of like teaming up with Doctor Strange and Spider-Man to take down a villain who turns out to be somebody Spider-Man is familiar with, and this person makes an accusation about Monica Rambeau. The one thing I really do like with this story is the fact that Monica Rambeau is treated like a real person, like somebody. I don't know, that sounds weird, right? Because I feel like a lot of the times the Marvel characters, especially the female characters, are treated like as they're like the superior entity that's above everybody and better than everybody, and they don't make any mistakes, you make the mistakes. She, in this, is kind of like dealing with that, like, past of what happened, why did this, you know, where did it fall apart, and how do I regain my footing? She's also, her relationship with heroes is another good thing I liked about this. Because, you know, she comes in to see Doctor Strange and Wong after helping them out with something, and you know, instead of that attitude you've been getting a lot lately with female characters in Marvel, you know, they kind of have a playful banter going back and forth. Dr. Strange offers her to stay and have some tea. They get interrupted by the villain. She sees Peter, and Peter's happy to see her. You know, there's never anybody talking down to one another, except for maybe some playful jabs that, you know, you would expect, especially with Spider-Man in the mix. But, you know, she's got a good relationship with these guys, and they have a good relationship with her. She also, because of her struggles, she kind of finds herself going home. Especially to her father, which is another thing that's been, you know, missing a lot in Marvel Comics. I kind of feel like a lot of the male figures, especially the male fatherly figures, are kind of like, oh, no, you're bad. You're always, you know, you're never there for the character, stuff like that. Her relationship with her father is a breath of fresh air. And they sit there and they're having this conversation about her cousin, and he's giving her advice. And, you know, I know it's hard, I know, but sometimes even if they are family, and I know I've said that we shouldn't, you know, you should never give up on family. Sometimes you need tough love, you know, and he also notices she's struggling with something. Her mom comes, you know, she also comforts her, and it's nice to see, like, a good family unit. And I really enjoyed that part in this. I really enjoyed her relationship with the heroes, too. I also like that, I had to put this, she's a positive role model. You know, you see her going back to New York, and I know people are complaining about with Marvel, they're always eating something, but she bumps into people from the neighborhood who recognize her. There's this adorable old lady who looks at her and goes, "It's Captain Marvel." And she, you know, she's like, "Oh, wait, no. I'm not Captain Marvel anymore. That's the other one." And she tries to correct her, but the lady's like, "Oh, I know, dear, but you will always be Captain Marvel to me." And that was just kind of like, yep, that's how I think a lot of people feel about Monica Rambeau. I mean, Photon's a nice name. I mean, I'm glad she has her own identity. But we'll always remember her as that, you know. I have her original debut back in Spider-Man. She's always been Captain Marvel to me. It's kind of weird. She's been given so many different names since then. And it's just kind of like, you can't keep track. You just want some, you know, consistency with this character. And I'm hoping this book does do that, because I know people are going to complain about her having, like, and this is where I kind of, like, have to correct people, and I hate doing that, but people see, like, a panel on Twitter and automatically assume they know the whole story. I don't think there's a problem with a superhero character having, like, family relationships, you know, going home and talking with family, or having friends, or, you know, especially within the superhero community. That just shows you the human side of them. When it becomes a problem when it's the whole story. And it isn't in this case. It's just kind of setting up something. And the accusations made by this villain kind of surprise Monica, because she is not anything like what this person is accusing her of being. And, you know, and the guys have her back, which is also nice to see. They're like, you know, she's crazy, Monica. Don't listen to her. I want to really see what the next issue goes, and I again, it's really hard to find good Marvel or DC stories. You kind of, like, have to shuffle through the crap just to find the one, like, diamond that's hidden down there, and you're really shuffling through some crap. But I think Photon is off to a good start. I mean, it all depends on the next few issues, in my opinion, you know, and how they stick the landing. But I think it's off to a good start. I really like how they made this character very human. I know, weird concept again. Like, very relatable. Like, she's like, you know, I used to be a leader of the Avengers, but I'm not anymore. So who am I, and what is my place in this world of superheroes? And I think that's just, you know, realistic. You know, when you're someone everybody depends on, and suddenly you're not that person anymore, and suddenly that name you had is now on somebody else. How do you deal? I mean, so yeah, that's Photon, or sorry, Monica Rambeau Photon, Photon #1. I'm tongue-tied again. Monica Rambeau Photon #1 from Marvel Comics. The second issue's not out yet, but I suggest checking it out. And there's also some really nice variant covers. Even the regular cover on this is really beautiful. I did pick up one of the variants with the classic Monica Rambeau with some really nice details in the her face and the colors used. I think it's just, you know, and that's, if I haven't talked about the art's also really pretty good in this too. So yeah, check it out. Let me know if there's any other ones you want me to check out, good or bad. I'll give my opinion, but for today's will they or won't they did impress me with this one. I think it's pretty good. So hopefully it stays the course and we will have a good series from Monica Rambeau, because damn it, she deserves it. Let me know down in the comment section, is there anything else you want me to check out? Is there anything you recommend? I'm open. Tell me what you think. Don't forget to hit that like button, share, subscribe. We're almost to 600, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.